Well, it's Carol Queen, and I'm talking now to Dr. Sharon Mitchell, who has an illustrious history in the adult industry.
Had I known we were going to be this much of a target, I would have named it something else than AIM.
Because the most recent target practice has been going on for about 8-9 months now, since last summer, right? When another entity, another organization that deals with HIV issues,
a competitor,
decided to start paying attention to this situation and weigh in. And it's the AIDS Healthcare Foundation. Is that the name of the entity? And so what's the situation there with them and what they're claiming now? They're wanting there to be state level and OSHA level regulations and protocol changes and laws.
Well, AIM is all for protocol changes. In fact, we had been working toward a goal with OSHA, as you know, for many, many years. Then all of a sudden, AIDS Healthcare Foundation comes in, involved with the county, and it just all of a sudden we were outnumbered. The next thing you know, we've got inspectors flying down from Sacramento to do this flash inspection on AIM, as if they thought they were going to find, us cutting a chicken's head off and pouring the blood into someone's ear or something. The fact is, the exposure that happened in the summer was not work-related. It was not. It did not happen on an adult site. Yes, it involved an adult entertainer, but that exposure did not happen on a set, and no one on a set was exposed. The agenda was, as it turns out, was that OSHA wanted to put some heat on the companies. So they figured, wow, with that database, AIM is a hotbed of information. So if we bust AIM, call this an outbreak, we're able to get the records, we're able to talk to the talent, bleed them for who they worked for, and we can get the actual addresses of the companies and then go bust the companies for OSHA violations. And then AIDS Healthcare Foundation stepped in because they have an assembly bill that they want names of positive HIV patients, whether they're industry or not, because they wish to put people on their Medicaid program and their clinical trials. Now, this is when we stepped up and said, okay, we need to get an injunction and we need to take this to a judge, because we are being of service here. We're being of service here, and the fact is, this had nothing to do with the industry. We are doing what we do as a normal protocol, and you are trouncing on our protocols, our facilities. You're slandering us. In order to get to my records, you want a government organization to violate HIPAA and get me to turn over information, because you can't get the addresses of the companies?
Because HIPAA is the entity that prevents disclosure.
Sharing of information, exactly.
And of course, the addresses of many of the companies are right there on the porn boxes. You think they could do a little rudimentary
and in the
research.
back of adult video news. I think we all want the same goal. I think we all want those protocols that we wrote, with OSHA in mind several years ago, that we are working toward. But you can't come in and say, you do this, you do this, you do that, you're bad, the companies are the bad guys, you need to pay for this, you do this, and then stand around and picket in front of the adult industry clinic.
Which is what they've been doing.
Last week in suits, in nude bodysuits with painted on nipples and fig leaves with signs that said AIM equals death.
And the other thing that's pending is the legislation that would make the industry go condom only. There's actually a bill that has been introduced.
You know the danger of that, right? These people are going to go underground. They're going to go underground, and if there is a threat of any kind of government intervention where the names are going to be, given to where OSHA and the county and the state and everyone has access, then they're not going to come in and test with us anymore. So now you have a real threat to the civilian population. So I think that we all want the same goal, but I think you've got to eliminate competitive organizations. AIM has to be a part of it because we have the trust of the industry. and let's work toward that, including everyone, not excluding, pointing fingers, and making this a political situation with hidden agendas.
Thank you for being with us here.
It's my privilege, and thank you for letting me vent. I have not had the opportunity to do this for 2 years, so
it was
thank
our
you.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.